Hi, I'm Chef Allison, and this is What's in Your Fridge. I have broken into a house. This is not my home. This is not my fridge. And these people here tell me they have nothing to eat for dinner. So I'm going to pop open this fridge and see what we can find. First, got to suit up. All right. All right, I see some leftovers in here. We've got some eggs that say they expired on January 17th. I'm gonna have to do a whole breakout video on that, but we're definitely using these. Eggs don't expire. I said what I said, and I'm ready to die on that hill. We've got some leftovers. Let's see. Cheese, that could be good. Lots of veggies to choose from. This is always very helpful. Let's get some broccoli. I see roasted potatoes, green beans, and a little sausage in there, I think, and some peppers. So one of the things I hear a lot is that if you have leftovers like this, you're not inspired to eat them, or you just don't want to microwave that up. So I'm going to reinvent these. Let's get a little broccoli there, too. Okay, let's take some butter. Butter makes everything better. Let's go to the stove. Okay. Pot, leftovers. I'm gonna take this sausage out of here. So one of my tips is always when you're storing things, storing leftovers, to store the different components separately. But I think that this was probably just all roasted on a sheet pan, so I'm just gonna take the sausage out because it's not what I wanna do for that. Let's get, all right. I wanna make a quick meal too. All right, I'm gonna put a little butter in there. We're gonna make a roasted vegetable soup. Brought my tools. You can't open my tools. Okay. Beautiful. I think I'm gonna put an egg on top of this soup. And because I'm gonna cook for 2 people and there aren't that many veggies left, I just want to add a little bulk to this so that there's going to be enough soup for everybody to eat at the end. Do a little bit of butter just to get everything cooking. And one of my favorite things to do with broccoli is to use the stalk. So especially in soup, you can use the florets, but it gives kind of a weird grainy texture if you overcook it. So I'm actually going to bulk this up using the stalk here. Let's get that going. Just a quick rough chop. I'm going to throw this whole thing in the blender afterwards. So let's get that going. All right.
Right. Yep. With your thumb.
There we go. Turn that on. Beautiful stove. I'm going to add some onion to this too. We're going to do like a classic soup base, but with the roasted veggies. All right, awesome lesson. This onion has been sitting out for a little while. You will taste that a little bit, but you can kind of come and see where I chopped it off. So this half is perfectly perfect. So just because you see this half, you don't necessarily have to throw that away. I'm gonna actually come back and see how far down I can go. So really, look, this wedge is beautiful, and this wedge just has a little bit of that, which happens. It happens. The onion was stored at room temperature, which is perfect. I wouldn't do anything differently, but it happens. All right, we'll chop through here. I'm gonna take the skin off that. I'll do it afterwards. The skin is really fine. Okay. All right. Are we cooking with heat over here? No. Did I not turn it on? Here we go.
Nope.
Here we go.
And then the one to the
This one?
that one. There you go. Now turn it up to 9 or whatever.
All right. I'm gonna blast it. Got my helper. Okay. Now, I want to make this soup a little special, not just blended up roasted veggies. I want to add some kind of topping to it. So let's see what they've got over here. Ooh, cereal. Actually, that could be really interesting. Goldfish crumbled up. But let's do this. Croutons. You could use breadcrumbs. I'm going to make a little topper. All right, let's get some croutons. But I want to change these, right? You could just put croutons on the top, but I actually want these to hear that crunch. I want these to have a little bit more interest, a little bit different. So we're transforming into something else here. It's like chopped, but for what you already have. All right, let's get this one on. More butter. One trick pony over here. So we're gonna do like this is really great for pasta actually as well. If you made maybe like a carbonara, you want to add a little interest to your pasta, do buttery breadcrumbs. All right. You know, I think as I'm looking at the contents of my pot here, I saw a pepper in there, so I'm gonna grab a pepper as well. I just wanna make sure we have enough vegetables when I blend this up that you have some flavor. Another great option would be like a tomato paste or a can of tomatoes. I didn't see that here, so, oh, you know what? Yes, tomatoes. Beautiful. Okay, I'm just gonna add a couple of these. All right, so these guys started to burst. These, I'm gonna tell you, go ahead, throw those away. That is okay, but any of these that are just like soggy like this is actually gonna be a perfect use for them. They're not gonna taste great on salads, but there's no mold on them. And they're already burst, which is what's gonna happen in the soup anyway. So I'm gonna throw those in. Great. Now I'm feeling a little better about my ratio in here. So I've got a lot of veggies to go with the onion. Stirring that up. These induction stovetops are amazing. They cook so fast. All right. Okay. This has sauteed. I would maybe add a little bit of salt to this. I'm gonna add some water as well. Okay, I think I'm gonna make this without dairy. We'll see how it tastes afterwards, but if I'm feeling like I need a kick afterwards, I could add a little cheese or cream to it. I'm gonna add my breadcrumbs in here. So this is just happening at the same time. Since I have this sausage, I'm gonna guess that they're okay with eating the meat. So I'm gonna chop these up, and I'm actually gonna mix these into the breadcrumbs.
Salt is in the drawer, right? All the spices
Okay.
are right there.
So let's do a little sausage in the breadcrumbs. So I don't want to put the sausage in the soup because I'm gonna blend it. You probably could, actually. I bet you wouldn't even notice, especially because there's not that much sausage. But I like to actually add it on the top here. I think that's gonna make an awesome topping. I don't love pureed soups unless they have like bread or a topping or something interesting that makes me want to dig into the next bite. But I know some people love pureed soups, so we're gonna make that one really fun. All right. We are boiling away over here. Salt is here. Let's do some salt. Since I used water, not broth, I really want to add salt. I didn't taste the vegetables, which would have been helpful at the beginning, but if this is your house, you made those vegetables, so you probably know what your preference for salt was on them. I'll just taste them as we get going here. But I definitely want to add that water, which is kind of turning into my broth as we cook. Seriously, if you haven't cooked on an induction stove and you're replacing it, get one. Look how fast it goes.
It's a timer. And it's-
Which one?
This one, just press it down there on the one that says double zero. Yep.
I don't know how to use it, but it's amazing. Okay, look at that. That is gonna be an awesome topping for my soup. I'm just gonna put it right back on my cutting board. And I think I'm also gonna do an egg to go on top of this soup. So I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Set that to the side. So I'm gonna do another little dab of butter. I like to do a fried egg and butter. So I talk about this all the time. Eggs, they're so conservative with their expiration dates that they put on eggs. It is so hard to make an egg go bad. They really hardly ever do. So these were dated in January. It's now March, but it's okay, I promise. And here's the thing. If it's not, and I crack this into here, everybody in this house is gonna go screaming out of the house because it's gonna smell so bad. And I promise it's not gonna happen. Look at that. perfect egg. You would never know. If you didn't know, you would never know. Okay, I'm feeling good about my soup. I'm gonna turn that off.
That's gonna turn all of them on.
And I've got a blender over here. Whoops. Short. Let's blend. Okay, my egg is. Let's get all of those bits in. Yum. Love the colors in there. Thanks.
Yeah.
When you break into somebody's house, you need a little help. Okay, I'm gonna put some salt and pepper on my egg. We could do like a runny yolk would be amazing on soup. If you don't like the runny yolk, you can kind of cook it up a little bit more. All right, I'm gonna leave that there. I don't want that to get overdone. Okay, plug your ears. We are blending. Are we blending? Oh, let's see. Nope. How do I blend?
There.
There we go.
Turn it on. Yeah.
Puree. Let's get a bowl. Ooh, look at that. I've never used this kind of blender before. But I want to keep going. Let's try smoothie. Smoothie. Release.
You turn it to take it off. Okay.
Beautiful. Okay. This looks pretty good. I'm going to put it back in the pot. Let's say we were doing a couple servings here. Okay. And I just want to taste it. It looks really beautiful. You see that? Smells great. Using pre-roasted veggies in a soup is actually going to give you a lot of depth of flavor without having to cook it for a really long time. So if I had made this whole thing with raw veggies, we'd want to cook it a lot longer until it had that background depth of flavor. I am going to add some more salt to it, just to taste. All right, my egg looks pretty good over here. I think I'm going to make my egg just a little more cooked. Ready? Okay. I want it to be like sunny side up. I want it to be runny, but not too runny. Stir this. Okay. Tastes great. So this is dairy free. I like dairy. I like dairy in my soups. I would maybe add some cream to this. That would taste good. Certainly don't have to. I'm going to serve this without today because I think it looks really nice. There is our beautiful bowl of leftover soup. I'm going to do some croutons and sausage. Really like the addition of that sausage there. And let's do our little, let's flip this over again. Our little fried egg on top. The container says it expired in January. Promise you it did not. And, oh, can you see this? Let's do more croutons and sausage. Beautiful. And now I didn't add the broccoli back into it, but for lack of anything else green kind of going on, I'm going to just chop up a little bit of that leftover broccoli there. And let's serve it up to my very willing participant. Go, willing participant.
Hit me with a spoon under in there, would you? Ooh, I'm excited. Let's get a little egg and a little sausage. Oh my god, my leftovers never tasted so good.
Right? Look at that.
It's so good. Oh my gosh.
Beautiful leftovers. Crack into that egg so we can see how,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So by not putting any cream in the soup, we're adding richness with the egg yolk.
Mm. Yum.
Amazing. And how much time has passed? 15 minutes. Easy peasy leftovers. So if you want me to cook from your fridge, I will most likely not come to your house because I don't know you and I don't know where you live. But if you want to send me a picture of your fridge, I will recreate it in my own house and show you what you can make from your fridge. There's always something in there. See you next time.